Wario. He's greedy, rude, fat, ugly, and my absolute favorite character from the Mario universe. This beautiful hunk made his first appearance in Super Mario Land 2 and the 6 golden coins for the Game Boy in 1992, where he served as the main antagonist after stealing Mario's castle. By 1994, the Super Mario Land games would evolve into the Wario Land series, spawning a total of 6 games that made their way onto the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Wii, and yes, even the Virtual Boy saw an entry to the series. With the help of these games, Wario would make a name for himself in the gaming industry. In 2003, WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games would be released for the Game Boy Advance. This game took a very different approach compared to the Wario Land series, as it focused on playing a large variety of short minigames. Even with this major change in gameplay, WarioWare would gain very positive reviews. Obviously, seeing how well the game performed, it was inevitable that sequels would soon follow. A total of 5 more Wario games would be released from 2004 to 2010, landing on the Gamecube, Game Boy Advance, DS, and Wii, all receiving average to positive reviews. Though Wario is mostly known for these 2 series of games, he has starred in other adventures of his own, as well as making regular appearances in Mario spin-off games. But out of all the Wario games out there, one has always piqued my interest: Wario World. I always remember seeing Wario World on the shelves. I mean, it was pretty tough to miss. Just look at this cover art. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Wario is pulling a Scrooge McDuck and swimming in all kinds of treasure, all while, drooling.
Wario, you got a little something there, dude. You might want to get that.
The game always stood out to me, but I never ended up playing it as a kid. I finally picked it up a few weeks ago when I said fuck it, and I hopped onto eBay and bought this bad boy for $20. So you know what? Enough of this jive, let's dive right into it. Wario World first made an appearance at E3 2002, where it's just a tech demo for the Gamecube. Initially, it was set to be released later that year in North America on November 11th, 2002. However, the release date would be delayed to May 26, 2003. The game would be shown off once again in E3 2003, this time with a much more solid build compared to the one from the year prior. However, the game was delayed yet again and was slated to release on June 23, 2003. For much of its development, it was unclear who exactly was developing Wario World. It would be later revealed that Treasure, the team behind games like Gunstar Heroes and Sin and Punishment, were at work on this title. Wario World would become a commercial success, selling over 400,000 units worldwide, and it would earn the Player's Choice label on the Gamecube. Now I think that's enough history for one day. How about we jump right into this game and see what it's all about. The game starts off with Wario sitting in his castle, laughing menacingly and enjoying all of his wonderful treasure. However, downstairs lies an evil black jewel, whom thousands of years ago wreaked havoc upon the world. However, one day the spriteling sealed it away and the world returned to normal. Wario acquires this jewel and in the process awakens it. The evil jewel then turns all of Wario's treasures into, monsters and destroys his castle.
That's the story? You fucking kidding me?
With Wario's castle now destroyed, you are dropped into some kind of alternate universe, which serves as the hub world for the game. There are 5 sections here, 4 of which lead you to different areas of the game, like Excitement Central, Spooktastic World, Thrillsville, and Sparkle Land. Yes. Those are some good names. Each of these areas has 2 main levels and a boss fight, adding up to a total of 8 main stages and 4 boss battles. The last section, which is a huge treasure chest, leads to the final boss. Wario World is a 3D platformer mixed with a beat-em-up game. Being a fan of platformers, both 2D and 3D, I was definitely excited to give this game a try. The game has a good share of platforming, but mostly consists of fighting enemies. Now normally I would find this pretty disappointing, however the combat system feels extremely satisfying. You have a large variety of moves and attacks, and all of them are easy to use and remember. You've got a basic punch, dash attack, ground pound, and then you've got this. More complicated moves like the corkscrew conk launches Wario forward. By grabbing enemies, you can spin them around or throw them to take out even more monsters. And my favorite move, the pile driver, allows you to soar up into the air with a baddie and come crashing down to take him out. It feels so good. Oh, and to add on to the combat, Wario lets out some hilarious dialogue when taking out hordes of enemies. I mean, just listen to this. The goal of each level is to find enough gems in order to advance to a boss fight. Each level contains 8 gems, and you find these gems by falling into trapdoors that take you to special platforming puzzle challenges. These areas were easily my favorite parts of the game, as it really changed the gameplay from the fast pace you're used to. All the puzzles were different and really helped keep the game fresh. Some were very interesting and unique, others crazy and hard. You could also change the angle of the camera in these sections, allowing you to take view of what you're dealing with at all angles. Something you can't do during the main portion of the game. Yep, that's right. Someone thought it was a good idea to leave out the camera control in a 3D platformer. Good stuff. You know what? No, I'm done. I think I need a break. Gotta pause the game. Aside from gems, there are plenty of other things to collect in Wario World. Each level has 5 spritlings, and each one will give you a hint upon finding it. 8 lost treasures are also scattered around the map for you to collect, along with 8 pieces to a Wario statue. Completing the statue will increase your life by half a heart, so tracking them down is definitely worth your time. By defeating enemies, you can also gather coins, which are used to buy garlic, which then restores your health. Other than healing, coins can be used to revive your health and jump back into the action if you game over. But let me tell you, there is a huge difference between dying and falling off the map in this game. Dying from enemy hits is not a big deal at all, but if you miss a jump and fall into the abyss, you end up in some kind of underground cavern, where you are forced to break boxes until you find a spring, all while ghosts of narwhals are chasing you around. It is easily one of the most frustrating parts of the game, and something that I'd love to just forget about. Once you manage to make your way to the end of the level, you'll be greeted with a statue of the evil black jewel. If you have enough gems, the trapdoor will open and you'll be able to proceed to the boss fight. Now, the bosses in this game are quite interesting to say the least. You've got a wide variety, like this wicked dinosaur fight, or this badass robot pirate dude. But then, oh god, there is this monstrosity. I'll be honest with you, this thing really creeped me out, and that's not the only one. There are plenty of other bosses that are just as weird. Many of them look like they belong in Luigi's Mansion game, not Wario World. Aside from odd designs, boss battles tend to be lackluster, repetitive, and disappointing. Every fight just consists of you figuring out how to stun the boss, and then throwing them off the edge. Rinse and repeat. Each fight has its own little gimmick, but doesn't do enough to keep them fresh. After you finally defeat all 8 levels of the game and take on the 4 bosses of each area, you'll be able to fight the final boss. Now, the giant treasure chest will open, and the evil black octopus jewel will appear and destroy the floating island. Jeez, this dude's a real fucking asshole. First the castle and now the island? What the hell is next? You'll then immediately enter the fight and have to take it on. The octopus fuck kinda just floats in the middle of the stage and begins shooting walls of fire at you. Yeah, I don't know. Around you, there are 5 spritlings trapped in crystals, so obviously the natural flow of gameplay tells you that you should save the spritlings, and you know what? That's exactly what you gotta do. Once all of them are released, they will stun the tentacle monster, and once again, your job is to throw it off the stage. Yes, the final boss fight is exactly the same as the 12 other boss fights in the game. Absolutely no effort was put into this final fight. You literally just repeat the process 8 times until you defeat it. Yet again, another disappointing fight to finish off the game. After you take out the Diamond, all the spritlings you rescued throughout the game will gather around you and reveal that they're going to help rebuild your castle as a thank you for all that you've done. Oh, isn't that so nice? Now the cool thing about this is the more spritlings you found throughout your adventure, the more regal your castle will be. It's very much like the ending to Luigi's Mansion. It's a cool touch that adds some replayability. The credits then roll, and the game comes to an end. Overall, Wario World is definitely not the best Wario game out there, but in no way does that mean it is a bad game. It is a very solid experience and does enough right with its unique level design, interesting puzzles, and satisfying combat system to heal the wounds left by the extremely repetitive boss fights and short playtime. It's a game that I would recommend to fans of 3D Mario games like Sunshine and 64, and collectathons like Banjo-Kazooie. At the end of the day, I had a great time with it, and I'm happy to add it to my Gamecube collection.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for watching my review on Wario World. I hope you guys liked it, because I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I thought it turned out pretty well, but obviously it's like my first real review, so I'd love to hear some feedback. I'd love to hear what you got to say in the comments, what I can do to improve, what you liked, stuff like that would really help me out in the future, because I plan on doing plenty more of these kind of videos, like reviews, top 10, kind of stuff like that, more scripted videos, so definitely I'm looking forward to the feedback. Hopefully it's constructive criticism. Don't be an asshole, 'cause fuck you. But other than that, let me know what you thought of it. If you'd like to see me Let's Play Wario World, just, why don't you let me know in the comments, and if it gets enough support, I'll definitely consider it, and probably will do it if it does get enough support. So yeah, let's think here. Let's see, you know what? Leave in the comments below what you'd like to see me review in the future. If it's a pretty affordable game, then yeah, I could probably afford and buy it, and yeah. So definitely leave some suggestions on some games that would be good to review. I already have a few in mind, but other than that, thank you so much for watching, as always. Definitely make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. I mean, that's obvious, Other than that, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. It'll notify you every time I upload a new video, and yeah. Just want to say that, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll catch you later on.